Hello and welcome to a new video. As you can tell from the title, this is going to be me going over my experience at my first Teams event. I'm not really going to be going into the individual matchups and what happened. It's going to be more so talking about the event as a whole, how I found it, what I think about Teams tournaments, and there'll be a bit about how I feel about Chaos Nights generally, as well as in a Teams environment. There's a few random pictures from the games up, just so you got something to look at while I talk to you. So, my team was me as Chaos Knights, using my Lancer, my Stalker with the Sticky Objective Enhancement, 6 Brigands and 3 Carnivores. I had a teammate using Chaos Demon Shadow Legion. Everything in the list was demons, they didn't use any Chaos Space Marines. I will get their list up at some point. At the minute, I don't know off the top of my head. And then my last teammate was World Eaters, using the new Khorne Demon Kitten detachment. There was 5 other teams that we were against. I think 3 of the 5 had a Death Guard player, which was not fun to go against. As you can see, I went against some first pairing, and this was the result. It was using WTC scoring, which, to be completely honest, I still don't fully understand. But from what I know, for every 5 points between your score, that then gives you a point. So this game being 7-13, and it ended 87-67 to my opponent. So for every 6 points, I guess, because it's just over 5, then gives you a point. From what I was told, if you get a 10-10, that is a draw. But anything like a 8-12, a 9-11, that kind of thing, is also pretty much considered a draw, because you put your points together at the end for what all of your team got in that round. So, considering it was new Death Guard, I did good, from what I was told, which that was all I wanted to hear. So, I'm now going to quickly go over what my team had, for anyone interested, for what they had in their list. So, as for the World Eater player, as I said, they were using the Khorne Demonkin detachment, which lets you take half your points as Khorne Demons. They had Khan the Betrayer, a Lord and Juggernaut with the enhancement that lets you go with either Flesh Hounds or Blood Crushers. Scarbrand, 3 lots of 10 Bloodlessers, 1 lot of 10 Berserkers, a Rhino, 6 Blood Crushers, 3 lots of 3 normal 8-bound, 2 lots of Flesh Hounds, 1 lot of Goremongers, and 1 lot of Jackals. As for the Demons player, as I said before, they're using Shadow Legion. They had Be'lakor, a Bloodmaster, 2 Bloodmasters, a Bloodthirster with Fade to Darkness, which lets you go up into reserves after you kill something in melee. I believe it has to be melee, I could be wrong about that. A Great Unclean One, a Renmaster on Blood Throne, 2 lots of Bloodlessers, 2 lots of Plague Bearers, 1 lot of 6 Flamers, 1 lot of Flesh Hounds, and 1 lot of 5 Seekers. So that was our list. The pictures that you can see here are from my second game, in which I faced the other Chaos Knight player at the event, and it was such a fun game. I pretty much lost my voice going into the third game, because we were just shouting and having a good time. My second game was great opponent, and we ended in a draw anyway, so it was great for both of us, and we just got to throw knights at each other. It was a good time. In terms of teams in general, for anyone who doesn't know how teams events work, which, don't worry, I didn't, and I got given team captain. So, how that works, we only had 3 people, so you have 3 pieces of paper, each one has your army on it, So one of ours had knights, the next one had chaos demons, the next one had world eaters. You put one of them face down, and that is your defender. Your opponent then does the same. Then you flip them over. Say we've put down knights and our opponent have put down death guard. We then choose out of the two left in our hand. So our choice would be world eaters or demons, and we choose what we want to put into the death guard. For argument's sake, let's say we chose world eaters. So we put that down. World eaters are going against death guard. Our opponent will put down whatever they want to go against knights. So they are two of the matchups. Then whatever teams you still have in your hand, they then go together to create the third matchup. So you want, like, I could be wrong about this. From how I understand it, you want your army that you've got to try and get a draw, or if they can edge a win or they can get a minor loss, that's great. That's the one that you put down. So your opponent can either put down an army that they think will do really well into it to try and get a high scoring game, or they'll put an army into it where they think they'll be able to equalise them on score and then save the better matchup to try and push forward and win the round. I had to grasp all of this within about 5 minutes before I decided the first matchups, because I did not know what was going on. However, in the end, we came 5th out of 6 teams, which is not awful. We lost a round, we won a round, and then obviously we lost the other 3. But in the grand scheme of things, all teammates had a good time. I had a good time. I can't complain. That's what we were aiming for. We weren't expecting to win going into it by any means. So having fun is my main objective going into the game. In terms from a knight's standpoint, like I said, I'd go over. I think knights are really good to have in a teams tournament. This is me looking at it from a competitive perspective. I'm by no means the greatest knight player, but I think they are good to have just as like a damage check army. It's more so a, can you deal with this? If you can't, we can deal with you kind of thing. So whether you keep knights back so you can give them the ideal pairing, or you put them down, it's just a which of your 3 armies feels like you can deal with knights. But in that scenario, you may end up something like Imperial Knights are quite good at taking on Chaos Knights, as they, like, their armor roll is just better, and across the board, Imperial Knights are better. The only exception is, obviously, we have the Stalker character, so we can just do War Dog spam. But from experience, I believe the Imperial Knights are better than Chaos Knights. But also matchups like World Eaters, if they're running, well, not necessarily Angron anymore. He is still good, but not many people are really using him. But say they use something like Scarbrand, they've got the Exalted 8-bound, they can use the Blessing just to get army-wide lethal hits. Like, World Eaters are a big problem for knights. They're high strength, high AP and melee. Majority of the time you're not getting a save. So maybe don't put them down, but if they put down a matchup that knights are really good into, you can then use that as your big push point score game. So again, this is purely from what I think. I could be wrong. But Teams events are good fun. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who hasn't tried one. Go, like, get a few friends together, find a Teams event, and go for it. Don't go in to win, just go in for fun. Then you can always have the fun of, you see that your friend's going to have a bad matchup, throw him in the shit, Just have a laugh about it. Go for a pint afterwards. Go for a pint with your opponents. Just have a good time. That's all you really want at a tournament. That's all I want at a tournament. Winning, that's great, but I'm there for a good time. I will later on in the year, I believe 2 months' time, I have another 2-day event, which is 5 rounds. At the moment, I'm planning to use that as more of a competitive tournament. So I will be trying harder. I'll be using more of a meta list, or whatever that looks like at the time. We do obviously have the World Eaters Codex out now, which I've only had one game with so far, but I've got a few ideas for lists that I feel like may be good. And the Chaos Knights Codex, from what we know, isn't a million miles away. So it could be something in there that I end up doing quite well with. At the same time, I am slowly, very slowly, building up my Night Lords for the 1000 point league whenever that starts. I don't have a start date for that yet, but that is still coming. I haven't forgot. I am just slowly working on it as I don't really have a time crunch yet. My brain likes to leave everything to the last minute. So, yeah, that's not ideal. But that's slowly being worked on. We've got Knights ready. We've got World Eaters ready. Nids, I'm getting there. So potentially Nids in an actual tournament. Like I took them to the beginners one before when there was no paint requirement for it. So they are a possibility. With that in mind, is there anything you guys would like to see from me? So is there a certain army or detachment within an army that you'd like to see? Because at the minute, I've got no tournament next month. I've done my tournament this month, so I've got time just to build up confidence with either World Eaters, Knights, Nids, like I've just been listing. I've got time to build up a list and optimize a list before the next tournament. So anything you'd like to see between now and then, do let me know. I do read the comments. I just sometimes forget to reply to them because I get distracted quite easily. So, yeah, anything you want to see, send me a message on Instagram or Discord or leave it in the comments. I will read it. With that being said, I am likely going to focus on World Eaters for a little bit for now. I've got the battle box in front of me that I still need to build. So I will have the Slaughterbound. I've got, once this is made, I've got, I think, 50 odd jackals. So potentially use the cult, I believe it's called Cult of Blood. Basically the one that's made for Lord of Skulls and jackals and goremongers and stuff like that. And with these 8-bound, I should now have the maximum amount of normal and exalted. I also managed to grab the old combat patrol just before it disappeared. So I will now have 2 Lords and Juggernauts and the Lord Invocatus. Oh, I forgot that came with jackals as well. Okay, I think I have 60 jackals. So more than enough. And it also comes with the 20 berserkers. So I will then have 40 of the new berserkers, as well as, I'd say, at least 60 of the old ones still. So I am planning a Red Tide list, which will be fun, but I highly doubt it will be competitive. The pictures you can see now are of my last game, which was against Chaos Demons. Great opponent. A few of us, we made a few misplays here and there. We were more than happy to take them back and then to get the optimized route kind of thing. It was a great game to end on, especially after my game against Grey Knights in the 4th round. That let's just say my opponent was there to win, and I was there to have fun. Our personalities didn't mix overly well. So this was a nice game to end on. A bit more refreshing and enjoyable. I cannot remember if I actually said this yet or not, but with the ending scores, our team came 5th out of 6th, but in terms of player placings, I came 8th out of 18, which I'm more than happy with. I won 2 games, drew 1, lost 2 games, according to the WTC scoring. Going off the actual points per game, I won 3 and lost 2, which I will take. I went into this going, I want to win 2 games, anything more than that, and I'll be ecstatic. And yeah, I managed to come out with 3, or a draw, depending on how you're looking at it. So, I hope this has been informative and helped with something, whether that be how teams work, how knights function within teams. I am planning to do almost a beginner's guide / overlook to Chaos Knights, just as a what's great to take, what the must-haves, what I do for each mission, being which ones we're better at than others, because basically the action ones we're not great at, because we want to be up and moving with the reduced model count compared to most armies. So I'll be going over all of that when I make that video. But I wanted to get this tournament out the way so I can also use the experience for that in the video. On screen now, you can see some painting done by the same person that commissioned my Lancer for me. He's called Thick Daddy Paints. It's that handle on everything. I'll be leaving links to him in the description, as well as links to my other social accounts. If you need anything commissioned, give him a message. It's great to work with. He's happy to take on your ideas. And he's also going to be doing some of my World Eaters that you'll see in a future video. But with that, thank you for watching, and I hope you come back soon.